She entered the palace as a slave and became the legal wife of the most powerful sultan in Ottoman history. She broke centuries of tradition, rewrote the rules of power, and set the empire on a path it would never return from. This is the true story of Roxelana, the woman who changed the fate of the Ottoman Empire. In the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire stood at the height of its power. Under Suleiman the Magnificent, it stretched across Europe, Asia, and Africa. But behind the scenes, it was a woman, not a warrior, shaping the empire's future. A woman whose rise would spark jealousy, political chaos, and the beginning of a new age inside the palace. Her name was Roxelana, or as history would remember her, Hürrem Sultan. She was born as Anastasia or Alexandra Lisovska, somewhere in Ruthenia in modern-day Ukraine. Captured during a Tatar raid, she was sold into slavery and brought to Istanbul. There she entered the imperial harem of Topkapi Palace. Among hundreds of concubines, she stood out, not just for her beauty, but for her wit, charm, and sharp mind. She quickly caught the attention of Sultan Suleiman, and something happened that no one expected. He fell in love. Roxelana became his favorite, then his only, and finally, his legal wife. Breaking centuries of Ottoman tradition, Suleiman married a concubine, something no sultan had done in over 200 years. But Roxelana didn't just stop there. She gave birth to multiple children, including Selim, the future sultan. She began writing letters to Suleiman during his campaigns, advising him on political matters. She built mosques, charities, soup kitchens, and schools, reshaping the image of an Ottoman queen. But behind the silk curtain, a darker story was unfolding. There were whispers that Roxelana had a hand in eliminating her rivals. Mahi Devran Sultan, Suleiman's former favorite, and mother of his eldest son, Mustafa, became her enemy. And when Mustafa, a strong and popular prince, posed a threat to Roxelana's son Selim, the game turned deadly. Roxelana is believed to have influenced Suleiman to suspect Mustafa of rebellion. And in 1553, the unthinkable happened. Suleiman ordered the execution of his own son. The path was now clear for Roxelana's son to take the throne. But the consequences were irreversible. The empire lost one of its most capable heirs, and the harem became a political battlefield where women would now wield real power. Roxelana's legacy didn't end with her death in 1558. She had laid the foundation for what historians call the Sultanate of Women, a period when the mothers and wives of sultans controlled the empire from behind the veil. For the first time in Ottoman history, royal women became major political players, all because Roxelana dared to dream bigger than anyone before her. Roxelana changed everything. She wasn't just a concubine. She was a queen in a system that never allowed one. Through love, intelligence, and ruthless strategy, she reshaped palace politics and opened the gates of power for women across generations. Her life was both a love story and a revolution. But how did her son, Selim II, rule the empire she helped secure? And did Roxelana's influence truly help the Ottomans, or begin their decline? In the next episode, we dive into the legacy of Selim the Sot and the price of power passed through blood and beauty.